Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome back to our Friday night fun. Lots of fun. How are we all doing?
Much fun.
I think I was just echoing myself.
Pretty
Good.
good. Can't complain.
Good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Hey, listen, before we get started, I just want to say, Ollie, you put up with some crap, buddy. You dealt with some crap. Listen, if you just watch this show and you don't watch the one shots, the one that Ollie was running, it was some good stuff, and I was obnoxious. Not like over the top in your face obnoxious, but like I am not an adventurer. I'm a note keeper. And how was that,
You
Ollie?
thought Dane was bad.
No,
Just flip it all over.
yeah, right. Well, it was a much more mellow version, but he was like he was confident because he succeeds. You know what I mean? I have to say though,
Good.
I think the next character I make, because even in Roll For It, where I'm playing a charismatic character, and my backup character, because of what I rolled, happens to be charismatic as well. I think the next character I make is going to be very much not charismatic. I think I'm done. I think I'm done doing it for a while. I just want to be nice and quiet.
After that Dane guy that you played in that one shot, and then that guy, yeah.
No, plus I'm
Just
playing.
like
Plus
no
I'm playing
charisma.
Sandeep right now, and you might get a kick out of this. But my backup character in Roll For It, her name is Delilah. So throwback over to Maggie over there. But so yeah, I think I'm done with charisma characters for a while. But we're not here to talk about Scott. We're here to talk about the real fighter, William. We missed you these past couple of one shots. We really needed you. I mean, buddy, it was some
Like,
rough stuff
actually.
without somebody that could actually do damage. So could you?
Yeah, that's
Like, where were you? Where were you? Like, why weren't you helping us out? Like,
I was busy actually. So yesterday I actually had my weekly game that I played in, and I couldn't ditch those guys, and we fought our first dragon, my first dragon of D&D ever.
Real
So-
talk, the reason why there was a dragon in my campaign is because Will was going to be in it. And I put
Aw.
that dragon in because you said you'd never fought a dragon.
Aw.
And you went in it.
and
Well,
then you
I
dropped
fought
it
a
on
dragon.
us.
So it ended up working in the end?
I fought a dragon, and then I also had to work. Honestly, I work at Harvard University, and it's commencement week, so it is hell week.
Sorry.
Essentially, you just work crazy hours all the time. So I had to do that too.
You only got the job through nepotism, okay? You only got the job through nepotism. That's it.
That's not how unions work.
I know. I'm just kidding. Awesome. And let's see. Eric and Erin, since you're both one and the same, did you guys have a good week?
That's rude.
I mean,
But yes, I did.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it was
Erin,
pretty
you
good.
played a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons
Unless-
this week.
Unless Eric had a good week, in which case I had a bad week just to prove Scott wrong.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Eric
I
got a
was-
haircut.
I was
Oh
miserable.
yeah.
I was even miserable while getting the haircut. That was the worst part.
Yeah, I bet it was. Stop touching me. Stop touching. You can only touch me on the internet. What? And
Yeah. No, I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons this week. It's kind of crazy. I'm not used to it.
yeah, and it's a change going from like one super long session to a bunch of little quick ones. So, Oliver Twist, how was your week?
I worked it out. It was 16 hours of D&D in a 48-hour period, if you don't count right now.
Are you
That's a
complaining?
lot of D&D.
Hey Eric, for your 21st birthday,
All of
how many
DM.
hours of D&D did you do in how many hours?
It was over 24, definitely, because we were supposed to go for 24, but Scott made us stay till the very end, which was like 26 plus hours.
Yep.
And
And that was
We
done
did
in 26 plus hours. So, just
yeah, we
saying,
did it
Ollie.
in one shot.
Oh, no,
one
yeah.
sitting.
Just saying, I'm like, do you have to pee? You have to pee?
I was all
You
the-
wait till
I
it's
was
not your
DM,
turn.
you know, for every game.
Yeah, that's true. You were. So this is actually relaxing for you. You get to just sit back and ignore me. This is good stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Why don't we stop talking about playing Dungeons and Dragons and actually start playing Dungeons and Dragons? So I want to recap a bit of what happened last time, and I'm going to do so by pulling in the map over here so we can kind of see what was going on. So without further ado, let's bring that map in. Bam. This is what happened last session. You guys had went into a dungeon-y area. You wanted to just scout it out. And Aaron almost killed everybody. And after Aaron failed to kill everybody, You made your way through the place, like fought a couple of goblins and hobgoblins that kept popping out. Eventually, were able to run away. Got shot by a couple more crossbows on the way out of there. Whatever. You were kind of injured. You went to go lie low at Stalbor's place. So you went to go lie low and hang out there. And then while hanging out there and having conversations, all of a sudden you got attacked. You got hit up by some raiders that were coming in to finish the job. And I'm just gonna say they almost succeeded. They dropped two of you. Stalbor has 1 health point, and we're literally gonna pick up with you had just finished with an amazing final blow described by Eric, done by Reich. Watch the last VOD if you want to hear the details. You had just finished that blow, and you're standing over his corpse. Stalbor is kind of like making his way around the corner, seeing that happen. We're gonna pick it up right in the thick of the action. So the two of you, Stalbor, Reich, go. The other two are stable. They had rolled, they stabilized.
Yeah, I would look at them and I'd say that didn't go well for us.
It went worse for them. We need to get these two to a safe place. This is no longer... This never was a safe place.
Well, yeah, I'm
For
gonna
the
go...
record, he did know this wasn't a safe place.
I shake my head. I actually shake my head at that, and I go help William's character. I go to help these two up, and we definitely should get going.
We're stable. I don't think we're conscious.
Yeah, we're not conscious. We're
Oh,
not
So I don't know
dead.
how you're like helping us stand.
Yeah, like the weekend that Bernie's it, like just.
I prop you guys against the walls. But if they're both unconscious, I look at you and I say, I don't know how we're gonna take both of them out of here. I can carry one of them.
I easy can carry Mr. Ryan.
What I should say is two things. Luke is unconscious. So, Stalbor, you do know that there is a shop down the street that does sell, we're going to say, second-rate potions. You know what I mean? They do their job, but sometimes they come with some additional effects. Sometimes it's just not as effective as you had hoped. So you could probably get your hands on some, again, we'll say second-rate potions really quickly if you need to. You know the shopkeep because you sometimes buy herbs that are otherwise difficult to get your hands on, and that's how we're going to phrase that. And you could probably go procure something if you feel as though it's necessary.
I don't have what you call a lot of gold. So I don't have a lot of gold.
I mean, I have maybe enough. It would be smarter to go and get them conscious rather than.
Well, if we can find some
Can't
place,
stay here.
if we find some place to short rest, I'm pretty sure that we can at least. Did you guys still have any hit dice left?
Yes.
All right.
We can have a long rest. We just need to find somewhere safe. But
Yeah,
that
that's
means
gonna be
carry.
Yeah,
So
that's the issue.
Stalbor's gonna go try and I have one. Didn't have a spell. I did have a spell slot left, so I'll make a healing elixir real quick.
Yeah, he'll I don't know who
Heal
you
one of them. You carry the other. We go somewhere. It sounds like, where have you been living for the last weeks?
I'm gonna heal Luca because he's the heavier of the two.
Okay, so I will give my healing elixir to Luca, so he can live.
Sure.
Sure. Should I roll that? You gonna roll it?
You've got control over potions yet?
I don't think I ever did that. Did I give you
There's
guys
like a potion thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, no, we do have that.
Okay, I thought so. I thought I put the macro so all people can achieve access it, and you rolled pretty decent, 9 health points. That's like almost maximum, isn't it?
Awesome. So, while I'm basically second time giving Luca a potion, I'll be like, pick up Odette and take us to wherever you've been spending your nights.
You say that to me or to Reich?
To right while I'm healing you.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah,
So
okay,
you
yeah,
probably
I
become
figured.
conscious to it.
I look back. I go over and I try to pick her up. I'm not the strongest of Hobgoblin. I'm not gonna lie.
Make me do it.
I'm not gonna lie. Hobgoblin's not gonna strength bonus, so there was not a top priority, and so I have a 10 strength.
Yeah, but
I will
Odette,
definitely-
it's not like exactly like Odette's a particularly heavy person. I mean, she's a scrawny little thing. At least according to Ollie's art.
Yeah, I'm
So-
gonna pick her up and kind of throw her over my shoulder.
Oh, dude, she's heavy. You underestimated the weight of that dress. Oh my god, the fact that like she's got some beefy thighs to be able to run around as fast as she does with that dress on.
Layers and
As soon
layers
as you
and
go to
layers.
hoist her, you're like
Tons of
straining, you pull a muscle, you slip a
There's like
disc.
jewelry.
It's
too.
awful.
Obnoxiously heavy.
Yeah. Oh god, she is so heavy. Never mind. Don't do it. No, you throw over your shoulder. Throw over your shoulder. You're good to go.
Hey man, my drag weight's a lot higher, so Aaron, don't worry, we're gonna magically heal you.
So you throw over your shoulder, and you guys intend to leave here. Now, you do, of course, still have that that gem to transport your way around the city if you'd like to use that.
Well, Star Wars keep going to be like, where can we go?
Well,
If
I can afford one night for myself at the place I stay. I was hoping to get paid our last job.
Luca, your house, is it an actual real house that people can stay in, or is it a metaphorical house?
Yes, my house will have places to stay. You have to understand, I will be. For me to stay there, that's fine. For you guys to stay there, that might be a favor. We can definitely go inquire about it. If you guys want to, that's fine. I don't know how, and I look at the unconscious Odette. I don't know how she'll feel about that.
She can worry about that when her wounds are nicely bandaged and dealt with, and she stops bleeding onto Reich's shoulder. Is
Nice.
this within walking distance, or do I have to? And the gem that has a crack in it, Scott did describe last time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little bit tentative to even handle it at all.
Well, it was cracked
it-
when you guys went down. You were still flew successfully afterwards.
I know, but
Yeah, that's but not a very good thing to happen to a gem.
Hmm.
So
he's willing to use it, but he'd much rather walk. But I don't know the distance.
It is not nearby.
alright, well,
Scott, would the house that Yozis is a part of be closer?
She's not a part of a house. She's part of a guild that has nothing
Or sorry,
to do
the
with.
guild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are gnomes. They guard their secrets even more than any of your houses do. They
Or
are-
what about the other woman that was part of? I forget the name of the house. The hospital. Like that's what I really meant. Actually.
the one that was actually inside the hospital?
Yeah.
Gotcha. You could probably get a hold of her. She might even still be in the hospital. Do you want to just go to the hospital instead?
Is that closer? Is what is
The
basically what I'm
hospital
getting at.
the hospital is definitely closer.
Yeah, I think we should go there.
Head that
I think
way,
it's a
then.
safe
Okay.
place.
I definitely agree.
Okay. So you guys you can hit it on foot and it'll take you a little bit of time. Or you can use the sky cart. You went there before, you know what I mean? So you know the way there. Sky cart would be faster if you pay for one or use the gem that you have. So foot, sky cart, gem. Foot is probably about 4 times longer than either of the flying options.
So Stubble can use the gem. I mean, he doesn't actually have land vehicle skill, I think, but it is also Arcana, so he can get it to work. It won't be a good ride, which is, with bleeding people on it is not sensible. Maybe he could do some mild medical treatment to stop people from dying while they're walking.
Nobody's
but-
dying. Nobody's dying.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think we should take the craft, but just very very slowly. Maybe
Very
faster
slowly.
than very faster than walking, but by no means what Odette was doing.
I mean, the
earlier.
advantage is that we can just go upwards and downwards at will on that thing instead of
Right.
having to take random stairs and ramps and things.
yeah.
Do I have to make an Arcana roll, Scott?
However,
Absolutely.
I do want to point out that it's not the most discreet thing.
It's
We're
actually
not going to be discreet no matter what we
it's
do.
less discreet than running around with a corpse over your shoulder.
Exactly.
I believe you're supposed to be rolling those with disadvantage because you're not trained in it.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
no! My apologies, sir. No. That's hold on. So your Arcana roll, you activated it and lowered it down, so everybody's easily able to run it. Now you're actually doing the tool roll to run it, which I was running off of flat intelligence for you
So
because you
it's
don't
just
have
an intelligence
proficiency.
roll with
Intelligence
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Yes, sir. Please and thank you. Oh, that's actually really good. You rolled
Yeah,
very
all right,
well.
good.
Okay, so
He's
you guys hop on
concentrating
it?
very hard.
Yeah. And I like the fact that in the art piece that you drew for that session, your character is subtly like standing behind and watching over Odette. I thought
Yeah.
that was brilliant. Like, it was a great...
Odette's face. I loved Odette's face.
Yeah.
Just the complete unsure.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was you captured that
I
moment.
paid attention to what was going on.
You captured that moment. So anyways, you with skill of somebody that's used this at least a few times before, you hop on it and you control it. It's a little shaky. It's not like it's amazing of a ride, but it's a little shaky. But you it's on a rote action, right? So you make your way all the way over to the hospice area and are, for the second time in like a week, are going in there with an unconscious noble woman thrown over somebody's shoulder. So you go there, they grab a stretcher, you flop her on the stretcher, and they bring her over to her room.
One of you should do the talking.
Now, because of the facts that it is Odette, they do immediately take her back to a further room that and kind of like shut the door. Does anybody go to follow?
I would go to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do.
The door is shut and locked.
Oh,
Like they snap it shut behind them and lock it.
I will knock on the door.
Okay.
I
No response.
I'm not gonna.
I look at
unlock
him
the
and I
door
say-
if you ask nicely.
do you understand how hospitals work? We don't go back there.
Yes, but I want to be sure that she's not going to get attacked.
I think that she'll be safe in the hospital where we took refuge last time.
We can
Well,
only
if
hope.
we can't trust the city guard, how do we know we can trust the hospital?
Do we have a better choice?
If they're not opening the door, I'm not going to try to force my way in.
Yep.
I am going to stand guard at the door.
Sounds great. How about the other two, Stalbor and Reich?
Not
I
stand guard, but probably like actually start now bandaging his wounds because he is injured.
Well, if you guys head
Yeah.
back to like the waiting area out front, like the area we first walked in, people will actually come over and start just bandaging your wounds and stuff like that. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you come here, sit down," and they'll just go over
Okay.
and people will come over and just immediately start bandaging your wounds.
I'm not looking.
He's
great.
uncomfortable about it, but he
So-
lets him do it.
As soon as like a different door opens up, because this isn't like the nicest area where it's like the best area of this house. As soon as a different room like opens up and somebody comes out with sheets and you see new sheets go in there a couple minutes later, so it's like maybe a half hour later time, they lead you into that room, Reich, and in here they finally start being able to like take off the initial bandages, clean everything up properly, and put new bandages on, and properly take care of your wounds. Stalbor, they do the same thing with you. They just treat both of you in the same room since you obviously know each other, and they're clearly a little
Okay.
occupied at the moment. So, Luca, who is also very injured, do you accept when they offer a room to you, or do you continue to stand guard?
I'm going to continue to stand guard unless one of these two will stand guard while... So if one of these two come back out, I'll totally... Like, switch places.
Yeah, after I'm done being bandaged, I'll come back out and check on him.
Okay, so you guys do that. Lucas switches out, and we're going to flash forward a few hours, okay? So a few hours later, everybody's feeling tired. Maybe even one of you guys have passed out. I really don't care the details for that one. Eventually, Odette, you do come to. You do come to, and you're actually, like, you're a bit stiff and sore. Ugh. But you woke up in a white room, and it smells nice in there. And when you sit up a little bit and look around, you notice that you're actually inside the one of the House Jarasco rooms. So this is a safe place. You're healed up. Your equipment is bundled off to the side. You can see it inside, like the locker that it's put in is kind of left slightly open. You see your rapier. You're wearing like a gown for being in the hospital. So all that stuff is taken care of. And when you come to, there is a halfling that is standing next to you. The beds are very low to the ground, so it's kind of standing over you and like writing something on a clipboard. Like, oh, you're awake. Hello.
Hello, and I will kind of like sit up, like in the bed.
How are you feeling?
How am I feeling, Scott?
I mean, you're at like 3-4 health.
Yeah. I have been better, but I think I can walk.
Oh, good. We'll test that in a moment, but first let me check your vitals. And she goes around like checking various things about you, poking you with this, prodding you with that. It's not quite as good as modern real life medicine, but it's pretty accurate with their magical magical updates to their the stuff that they have then. So after she's done checking all this stuff and asking you a few questions and checking your reflexes, and is Odette patient about this stuff, or is she a little agitated?
No, I'd be patient.
Okay. Once everything's done, she helps you to your feet to make sure that you can walk, and you can. And she's like, Well, I can tell you that you have friends that are staying all together because they weren't as far off, bad off as you were, in the room down the hall. But before we go on any further, we looked after you to make sure that you were good because to make sure that you were okay because your wounds seemed rather fierce. We wanted to make sure that you wanted magical aid before you administered it.
No, I think I will be okay, but thank you.
Then I do have to ask, discretion.
Mm-hmm.
Would you?
Yes, please.
Certainly, of course, there'll be no public notice of this, but do you want us to have you escorted back to your house?
Yes.
Very well, then. We'll send word to your friends that you've already gone home safely, and I will have you escorted back to your house. And with that, she actually brings you out the door. She brings you out a different door that's inside the room and it's down a different place. You're giving your clothing in like a bundle, but
Yeah,
not
I imagine
like
my
to put
dress
on.
is just like ruined, by the way.
Yep. Your
So-
clothing in a bundle, but not not on, right?
Yeah.
And you are escorted safely back to your house. About another hour after that, so for you guys, it's been like 4 hours that you've been waiting. Somebody comes into the room and says, well, we have here the paperwork for all of you to fill out and make sure that you're good to leave. None of you are in immediate harm's way, and nobody had requested any healing beyond just dressing of the wounds.
Luca will nod to that and put his hand out for the paperwork.
They
And
hand you-
how's Odette?
Yeah, she's doing incredibly well. She's already been sent back to her house at her request. So she did request discretion, and I imagine it being her companions, you understand that. But you will see that at the bottom, when you're done filling out your paperwork, that to dress your wounds as we did, it is the fee of 15 silver pieces.
Yeah, I hand over the 15 silver pieces.
That's almost the rest of my monies. I'm
It's
so
15
broke.
each, right? So,
Yep.
Yep, hand over.
Yeah. I sign it up and I look to both Stalbor and to Reich and I say, well, she kind of left us. Should we all go back to my house? Should we send someone to deliver a message for her? Should we meet her at the tavern? What should we do?
well, if I might ask, you seem to not know where to go. Is this because you're in immediate danger?
Well,
Hadn't.
yes.
So he says yes, he says shh, and he goes, I'm just going to say that while I am a member of House Churrasco, I am by marriage. And my cousin, also by marriage, happens to be a member of House Galanda. And I might be able to get you a room at a rather discounted rate so you don't have to be as concerned as to where it is you need to spend this night.
I think we'll be all right. And I look at Stalbor and Reich.
I look at him and I say, I don't know. I don't think we have any. Unless you know that we can stay at your family's house, I think we're better off taking our chances with House Garonda. No, whatever, that one.
Well, if you have maybe an hour's time to spare, I can get a definitive answer for you.
I
I
know
say we
that.
go with this one.
If that's what you guys prefer, sure. But you can tell I'm kind of uneasy about it.
An hour later on, he does come back with the word saying, hey, yeah, they can get you a room at House Galanda at a rather discounted rate. More or less what you're going to do is you're going to pay for one room, and all three of you are going to get a room. And it's just for the night. So because of the fact that it happens to be a particularly nice room with locked doors, locked windows, and stuff like that, it's going to cost 2 gold pieces for all three of you to total to spend the night. 2 gold pieces for
Devil
one room.
pays.
Okay, and you toss 2 gold. Each one of you get a nice, your own room, a good bed, so on and so forth. It is going to come with a meal, but because you're arriving there so late, you're going to get leftovers from the kitchen, which are cold, kind of like scraps. Probably one of the best meals Stalbor's had in a while. Sans that show he went to go see. I imagine Reich thinks that this food is flavorless and boring, and that Luke is like, better than rations. So,
Yeah.
you guys enjoy your night, and the next day, you can choose. Odette, do you want to act first, or do you want to allow them to?
It doesn't matter.
That is not
Sweet.
what I asked.
I'll act first.
Okay, Odette, do you want to immediately go over and head to them? Do you want to speak to your house? What kind of actions do you want to take?
All right. So what I want to do is I want to actually see if I can talk to the guards of Sharn and see how long those guards who attacked the gnomish woman, how long they were on the payroll for. Like how long were they just like did they just pick up guards' clothes and just like were there, or was it actually like an institutional infiltration like the party seems to think it is?
Okay, absolutely. That's a really good question. And so you want to go and ask that. To do so, you're going to have to make me a persuasion check, but you don't have strong connections with the guard here, and you're trying to get like some of their paperwork stuff. I'm going to make you roll this at disadvantage, okay?
Okay.
I believe in you. You do this.
I have no faith. You roll poorly.
I do.
I have no
I know.
faith. You roll poorly.
You
Yeah,
actually
that sounds
rolled
right.
you rolled a natural 19, which was wonderful. But sadly,
Yeah.
with your persuasion of 8, you were able to find out where it is that they were stationed out of. That information you were able to procure. However, nobody there was going to be helpful to you at all. So you were able to at least find out exactly what station they were out of, and they were all out of the same station.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go to the party to get this information,
Sure, and this
which
is
I will
gonna
then do.
Yep, this is. Imagine you said that you did that like first thing in the morning, like after you.
Yep.
Quick question: your gown. Do you have mending as a spell?
I do not.
Okay.
So,
Would you just replace it with another gown from your house?
whatever I can get, for like 10 or 15 gold, if I can get it repaired like quickly or easily. Like,
Oh, you can get that gown repaired,
or
no
like
problem.
a new dress. It doesn't matter either way.
I don't know Odette's style. Would she want a brand new dress, or would she want that one repaired?
I would actually like a new dress.
Okay, cool. Make sure you send the
I can get
details to
that.
Ollie. 'Cause you're
Ollie's
gonna make,
like, thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm
Ollie's
just-
like, sure,
I'm just kidding.
thanks.
I'm just kidding. Those were your adventurer's robes. You're in town today.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
different. It's different.
A fancy hat too.
Yeah, oh,
apparently.
of course. Yeah, it's gonna look like a pointed witch hat. No, I'm just kidding. So where was I getting at? So you guys are making your way. So you make your way to the party. This is going to be several hours into the day. So shortly after, like 2:00 in the afternoon, is you're going to be heading to them. Earlier in the day, were you guys going out and trying to find anything, or were all of you kind of like licking your wounds?
I would imagine we would go to the tavern. No, that's the only place we've ever met Odette and known that she would look
what was
for
it,
us.
the rusty boar or something?
Yeah, the rusty boar.
Rusty
Yeah.
boy.
I mean, Stalbos is a little reluctant to leave. He enjoys a little bit of luxury, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the only way. Or I think that's what I assume that's what I would say is that we should probably go there. It's the only place we've ever met her when we've been separate.
So you guys go to the Rusty Boar and wait a few hours. She doesn't arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wait a few more hours and then she arrives?
Yeah, I'd say I'd wait like between 3 and 4 hours max.
Okay, no problem. You guys wait 3 or 4 hours, which sadly brings you to about noon. So she will eventually get there. You're not there quite just yet. So where would you go after this?
My character would suggest that Reich would suggest that if we aren't going to, if we don't have a predetermined location, this is probably our best place to stay.
Okay.
If she doesn't come here by the night, I'm going to presume that she was murdered in her sleep.
Fair.
So, if that happens, we go to House Orion or whichever, the unicorn one. And we work out what happened.
I'll nod and I'll just say you were right about the room. Perhaps you're right about this, and I'll wait.
Okay. And so a couple more hours later, she finally makes her way to you guys. And Odette, I'm sure you're not very surprised, but they look and smell like they've sat inside a bar all day, countless hours.
So no change.
You know,
Most usual. So I will walk over and sit at your table.
she's wearing a fancy new dress with a nice hat to match.
I am. It's very nice.
Well, you look nice compared to yesterday.
Thank you.
She's fully
You
healed.
look the same.
You're
Yep.
not dead.
No, I'm not.
Hmm.
So, and I'll kind of outline like the line of questioning I want to pursue with the guards. Whether, basically, I want to find out whether or not they were infiltrating the guards of Sharn or this is just a one-time event. Because I would still like to go to the guards. with these problems.
Yes, if we could go to the guards and the Dask are not actually fully
Well-
infiltrated, that would be the best of all worlds. Unfortunately, they're going to have infiltrated them, and this plan
Because
won't
they're
work. But we
hobgoblins.
should explore the avenue of possibility. Absolutely, I do agree. It's just it will turn up fruitless.
However, I do not have connections within the guards, and I was not able to procure that information.
Why do you?
And I
deem-
will look at Luca.
Yeah, so I caught what you were saying. So I'm like, why would you deem that a matter of importance?
Because this seems like a matter for the guards that we are interfering with. We're interfering with it because you believe the guards are infiltrated, but we don't really have a lot to go on that, except for their hobgoblins
If they are infiltrated,
and racism.
if they are infiltrated, would they tell us that they were infiltrated?
They could tell. We could ask like how long they've worked there at the very least.
But if they're infiltrated,
They would lie and forge
how
the
do we-
paperwork.
yeah.
Can you tell the difference between forged paperwork and legitimate paperwork?
Somebody that would be able to do that for you would be a member of House Civis. That's the Gnomish house, as not to be confused with the Gnomish guilds that makes the bound elemental things.
So I will nod and say there are ways to confirm it.
More importantly, why would they be required to show us documentation? They are the guards. If we ask to see it, they can just simply refuse us.
Yes, you don't want to just
They
keep
can.
asking the guards
Yeah,
inane questions. It doesn't go
the-
well.
The last time you guys went to go talk to the guards, I recall you coming back with nothing.
Yeah.
We came back with everything. I remember that.
I think we should follow the leads we already have.
What are those?
Well, first of all, the murderer of Dane being an assassin using elvish short swords. That is a lead. Also, this group that seems to be the one that has infiltrated the guards, being Dask, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that group, we've already encountered them, and we kind of already had a job to do.
That's technically not done, by the way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Now we can go back.
We
and
have
finish
to
them off.
eradicate the Dask. That's what we were asked to do.
That was our
That's what
last
we should do.
agreement. We want to make sure that Yosef feels safe. Right now, she doesn't.
We know where they live. We've killed a large number of them. I don't know how many hobgoblins live together in a little bundle, but we know where they live. We know how to get to them. We have a mercenary king. It's a piece of cake.
I shake my head and I say, I'm forced to agree.
Ah,
I believe our best recourse is to attack them.
I understand, Odette, but murder is a very tasteless point of, well, but
They exist inside the city in a well-known location. It took us how long to find the location of their base? This isn't an issue that the guards can't do anything. It's that they won't do anything.
or there's more to it that we don't know. We're going into this area, this you said well-known area, and we're murdering people because a woman told us to.
No one
they're
said murder
terrorists.
anybody.
They're terrorists.
not-
They tried to
According
attack
to
the
this
sky
woman.
castles.
I have yet to murder anyone we've come across. I don't go around and kill my people without any reason. But I believe that these people that they should be stopped. They attacked us for no other reason than we entered their domain. This is barbaric. This is beneath us.
I'd also
Should be
point out
dealt
that
with.
these are not your people. They are your blood. They're not your people.
These are the people you tried to eradicate, are they not?
They were once one of us. I just stopped.
If you don't want any part of this, Odette, you can
I will
walk
follow
free.
along, but if I'm questioned on this later, I'm not going to lie on what we did here.
Neither will I.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
So did you guys want to head straight back to the Dask stronghold, or did you intend to go and try to procure a little bit of information first on the way down there?
I think we want to procure information on maybe another entrance other than the one we've come
Yeah.
in, because that obviously they know us and they know that we've come through that entrance and that we know that entrance. So a second
And
entrance might be nice.
The only way we can go in is on an undefended flying disc. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's defendable from below. Because it's defensive from below because there is no what's what I'm looking for. Like it is a force field from anything coming up, right? So that is beneficial.
Except for the gem.
Oh, might I see that?
The gem is a small target, but you are completely correct, Eric.
Which is also cracked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And also, secondly, thus far you only know of that one way being the entrance in. So, Aaron, you look at it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm gonna try to examine it, and the magic's behind it, and try to see if I can A, fix it, or B, gain further understanding of it.
How?
Hmm?
How do you intend to examine it?
With an Arcana roll?
Sure, and because this is traditional Arcana magics, you are going to.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll at disadvantage.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, your Arcana roll is a 7. You can't discern how injured it is, if it's injured, and so on. So.
I was
am
looking at it
going-
overnight. It's far more complicated than it looks.
I see. Perhaps we can go over it later in further detail. Is time of the essence? Are we leaving soon?
They chased us once.
I'll just nod to that.
Okay.
Then we can look at it later.
So you guys decide to just go and try to find another way in. So this time you're of course wary of the fact that there are archers overhead. Fool me once, shame on you. Right. So you are wary of the fact that there are archers overhead, but you're not sure if they are defending a secondary entrance, that entrance, whatever the case may be. So how is it you choose to get down there? I imagine using the flying disc because that would be the easiest way.
Yeah, we'd be using the flying disc. Yeah.
Yeah, could we try and find somewhere nearby to stop so we can at least look at better detail? Like, I know we can't sneak in, but
There's
we can at least
no question. You absolutely know how to get back there. If you remember, Odette had rolled a natural 20 on navigating and rolled very well on the other part of it too. So she could easily get you, assuming the roll is good for flying the disc, because again, it's not a row action for her. Then you guys are going to be able to move along, no problem. Odette, you do have just a flat your proficiency on this disc now.
Okay.
Proficiency, what is this? The whatever your tool is called.
Plus 2. It is vehicles land.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Vehicles
correct?
land.
Okay. Do you want me to roll it now?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I'm rolling at disadvantage. I was doing so well on this.
You were. It's all right. You get to call Scott.
You and I
out on
both
it.
You
screwed
got
up
the one
twice.
out of your
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing.
All right, 21, solid. So you fly no problem, bringing your way to the area where you know that the archers are. You're aware of the fact that they're there. However, if you're trying, you're stopping, not like trying to fly stealthily towards them. I know that you would think that was foolish. So you stop nearby where they are and slightly above head from where they are, and you're gonna have to move ahead on foot. Now, I'm going to give you the decision on this one. Move ahead on the disc or on foot. The disc has the penalties of you got to fly it and everybody's reliant on you. The foot has the penalties of this part of the walking area. I mean, just right, like, I'm not even going to make you guys check for this one. You can tell that there is some old corroded stone down here. The walking paths are old corroded stone. There's moss growing on it and mushrooms growing on it and stuff like that. So you know that that's eating away at the mortar. So you can imagine it's going to be somewhat dangerous. So here you are on the walking path heading towards where the two archers were watching overhead. Do you choose to stay on the disc or walk on the path?
I'm gonna suggest that maybe we walk on the path just to get a better view and then
That's
go
what I was gonna
down. Yeah, then go down on the disc, but progress forward to maybe even see if the archers are keeping watch.
You'll probably require that disc to drop down into the same exact way that you
Right.
came in before, but
Right.
yeah, I see what you're
The
saying.
initial part, yeah.
Yep.
Walk up
Sure.
to get a good view, and then
Or
if we have to use
perception
the disc.
rolls.
Well, yeah, I was actually going to say, so if you could do me a favor, everybody make me a perception check, and I'm going to allow this to be active as opposed to passive because you know that the ground looks unstable.
Sure.
Does anybody stay on the disc, or everybody walks the path?
Oh, walk Beth. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so this actually, Reich, Reich's not the kind of person that takes the lead anyways. Usually Luca is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. So we'll have Luca take the lead. I know Odette usually likes to be in the front too because she's quick. Stalbor and then Reich in the back. Is that our marching order?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Actually, I think there's an API I can pull in that specifically does things with marching orders, which is pretty cool. Over in like the chat window for marching orders, which is nifty. But I'll look at that later. So you are walking in that way, and in doing so, Stalbor is able to see, but while being further back, you effectively have the same 18 as the other 3 in front of you do for seeing stuff, and you can easily avoid most of the dangerous patches, bringing you away to the edge to see what's going on. However, I do still want an acrobatics check. The DC is much lower because you guys succeeded and are all easily able to point it out for Reich, who's last. Acrobatics checks, again, much lower DC than it would have been.
Ha ha ha.
So I have acrobatics.
Si, senor.
Yep. Glad you're behind me and pushing me down this hole.
Oh, man, that was loud.
This is alright
Both of
now.
you.
probably.
Oh. So,
Jeez.
So you, walking forward, Luca, are able to see these spots, and you point them out, no problem. And then as you step over them, there's like a little bit of crumbling, a little bit of stuff is happening. You just feel the bricks shifting a little bit beneath your feet. Not the end of the world. Odette is very graceful and light of foot. However, you in your weights did shuffle them enough that when she steps on it, it does cause a bit of an issue. Immediately after that, we don't even have to worry about Reich's roll, because Stalbor goes walking across the area, also seeing it, but sadly is not the most graceful and kind of like stumbles and hits his foot gets caught in one area, and his weight just shifts just slightly the wrong way and sends one brick falling loose. Could you make me a dexterity save, please, Stalbor? It's a 2-tiered DC.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Come on, Stalbor.
No.
Okay.
You're an elf. Come on.
Stalbor,
Also, like, rotting?
you rolled well enough. Sorry, you rolled well enough not to. So what happens is your foot goes completely through, and you go stumbling in, smacking your knee on the way down, and you're stuck and awkwardly positioned, and all of the bricks around you just kind of went by a bit. So if the floor's here, starting with where you are, which is like you're here, is like the bricks are kind of like building outwards. They kind of drop down, they sag down. It's like almost a sink pit. And Reich, with his low acrobatics there, he actually stumbled forward a little bit and even stepped on one of the bricks that are further back and sent it down even further. However, you did not roll low enough that you caused the entire floor to break free. That was a DC 6. So you luckily didn't do that. So you are going to take for me 1d2 points of damage, bludgeoning damage from that. It did not go. Oh, there we go. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from that, from you falling and hitting your knee, and you are currently in a very precarious spot.
All right.
Luca first. Luca only. Roll me a perception check.
Sure. What the hell? Oh. My bad.
All right. So with your perception check, you notice obviously that that's happening. You also notice that it's pretty loud and it's echoing up ahead pretty well. The shifting of these rocks and everything. All right. So here we are. I love this music that's playing in the background right now. It's like, get me pumped. All right, here we go, Stalbor. You got to do something heroic with this amazing music. Stalbor, could you, actually, the name of the song is Invincible, which is great. Could you tell me how you want to get out of this hole?
Yeah, alright. He would have gone very quiet when he fell in the hole. It's like,
Does it seem stable before he tries to get out?
No, it does not.
no, it's sagging.
Yeah, it's sagging.
Well, I know it's sad, but I mean, like, him moving makes it sag more.
If the wrong brick or if a couple of the right bricks fall, the whole thing will come crashing down with Stalbor in the middle of all those bricks. And the drop down below, well, you can look and try to assess on your turn if you'd like. We're not in turn, so anybody feel free to jump in. Stalbor first.
Throw a rope at me. One of you hold onto rope, throw it at me, tie it, then we can keep thinking. I can't think.
Yeah,
Rope me.
that was my thought process. So I throw him a rope.
Okay.
And I hold on to the other end.
He
Okay.
ties it like around his wrist, like because he doesn't really want to go too far low in case he like actually
Yeah. I get
Okay.
like a
pulls his
double.
rope.
So you guys are doing that as he's moving the rope around himself. Could you roll me an acrobatics check, please, with disadvantage, Stalbor?
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. Oh, jeez.
So as you're doing that, you're moving around, causes it to shift in even more. You can literally see bricks now, so the sag is even lower. Because of how much it's sagged, the area where everybody's standing on is also a bit looser. So everybody steps back like a few feet just to make sure they're away from the collapsed area. You can see bricks like wiggling, like it's pure tension being held at just the right angles that are holding these bricks from completely falling free. You do have the rope wrapped around your wrists and held in your hands, and you're like, okay, like I've got this, and everybody's kind of wondering what they want to do. Stalbor, because of the fact that I agree with you, you can't really think right now, you can roll me an intelligence save to see whether or not you can think clearly and add any brilliant thoughts. Everybody else is welcome to come up with a plan quickly. Go ahead.
Yep.
Stalbor, you're fine. You're clear enough of mind that you can feel free to bring in any conversation you like.
My goal is going to be right now to step 10 feet backwards so that when I pull him out of this, if it causes any further ripples, I am hopefully out of the way. And to pull him up. So I want to step like 10 feet back, maybe get some good footing, and then pull.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Nice.
He'd also like he'd be like saying like, Odette, get on the disc. If one part of these structures falls, everything falls.
Okay.
You're gonna have to catch people. If everything falls apart, we will be fine. Everyone will be fine. I will be fine.
So Luca braces himself and slowly starts backing up, closing up the tension between him and Stalbor with the rope and making sure that Stalbor is good to go. Right? Yeah. He's bracing himself forward. You're gonna roll me athletics check really quickly, sir. Odette goes Mage Armor. I guess I can help. What's Reich doing? Good roll, sir.
I don't really want to break this down on them. I'm gonna just kind of sit there. I want to back up a little bit, so I'm in a position where I'm not in immediate danger if it starts falling. But I want to kind of wait until after they pull him completely free and it's safe to go, and then I want to try to run and jump over.
Sure. Okay. So you're going to have. We'll worry about the running and jumping part in a moment. You're gonna have. The athletics check is good. Odette, you're starting to take your action. Stalbor, do me a favor. Roll me an acrobatics check not to move around so much because you're not actively doing anything. It's a flat acrobatics. Okay, so the bricks are shifting down slightly more, but have not completely broken free. You can literally see dust falling fairly consistently. You can see them shifting more. You can feel everything shifting underneath you. You're afraid that if like, oh crap, dust falling in your face. Make me a con save.
Oh jeez. Oh, don't sneeze.
Oh,
he
Do elves
sneezes.
sneeze?
of course I do.
Yeah,
they're
of course
human-esque.
they do.
Wow.
So,
yeah, they.
okay, make me a dex save.
Oh, don't.
Does he have an advantage because I'm holding him?
Okay, you somehow are able to hold it together. Barely hold it together. Things have not fallen. Odette, do your action. Luca, do your action. Go.
All right. I'm going to activate the discus. Well, floating discus, and I'm going to kind of try to bring it like right next to Stalbor. See if May can step onto it.
You activate it, no problem. It's kind of a rote action for you now. You're used to it. However, you're gonna have to make me that skill check, tool check. Sorry.
I roll like garbage always.
So you
Don't
go
get too
trying to
close
fly
to
out
it.
and go over there, and you're trying to get to him. You're just having a hard time getting to him in a way that you feel as though is correct. So you're
Right.
kind of like circling around a little beneath, trying to get to him in a safe way. Okay. So, Luca, what's your action? You pulling?
Yeah, I
was gonna say
that's what
if
the
you can
athletics
pull
was.
and
I
can,
think
like,
I pull.
lurch at the same time.
Okay.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Luca, you have him secure. There's no question about your footing. There's no question about how taut you have that rope right now. I'm
Sure.
not questioning that. Roll me your strength check to hoist him up. Stalbor,
Strength.
straight strength. Stalbor, you're gonna have to roll for me a dexterity save.
Okay.
Ah.
Save.
Okay, so he gives a good heavy lurch with this thing and shifts everything a considerable amount. Sadly, he does lift you up, but not enough, and so you don't quite go as far back down because he keeps the tension taut, as we had already said. But it does send you back down a bit. Everything shifts more. Seconds. This thing is seconds at best, even if you did nothing at this point. Odette, a couple of bricks do fall, luckily in the right spot. Make me a dex save with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, this is amazing because your disc does not move at all. You just standing on your disc, just kind of like take a couple steps back this way and then like lean that way as the bricks fall and hit the disc and just kind of like crack a break on the disc. Next time you move, you tilt it slightly and all the stuff comes sliding off of it. However, you're still good. Luca, it's your last chance. Make me a strength check. And Odette, what are you doing?
I am once again going to try to get as close to Salvor as possible so he can maybe step onto this thing.
Roll me that check.
Yep.
I used all my good rolls early. I got like a 19, a 22,
Oh,
an
it's a
18, a
10.
17.
With my +5, I got a 10.
Wow.
So excited.
That's brilliant. So you
Yeah.
this is what happens.
Give
He
it to
gives a
us,
good
Scott.
heavy pull. At this point, no saving throw is going to do anything for you, Stalbor. He gives a good heavy pull. It does nothing. Instead, he pulls and all the bricks come collapsing down all at once, like poof, and it falls like you imagine a what's the word I'm looking for? A stalactite falling from the ceiling, right? Falling from the ceiling, they just go dropping down. And there's Odette lining up trying to save you. However, all she really did was put herself in harm's way. So luckily for you, he's holding you at a point where you're not going to go falling down necessarily, but you are going to go swinging. So bricks are going to hit you as they're going, and you're going to go swinging out wide, and it's going to put you in the way of more bricks. Stalbor, do me a favor. Make for me a dexterity save. It's only going to help you so much. Odette, you get to make for me a dexterity save as well. Stalbor, disadvantage. Odette, regular.
I'm going to use my inspiration to make it regular, actually.
Okay. You actually got that back recently.
Yeah.
He was very heroic.
Wow. Yes, he was extremely heroic now, too, right? Okay, so, Stalbor, this is what happens. Like I said, as he gives that pull, you swing, and you're, like, literally swinging across, and bricks are falling everywhere. You are swinging and pulling on this rope and, like, trying to, like, you see bricks coming, and you like, pull your legs in and, like, we'll try to kick off of a chunk or whatever, doing what you can to avoid it. And because of that, you are going to take a half damage, which is a really, really good thing. Odette, with your save of 13, you have two choices. You can take half damage,
Okay.
or you can attempt to do a fun little maneuver with your disc to reduce that.
Ooh.
Get another 10, see what happens.
Right? I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable in this thing now. I'm going to attempt to do a fun little maneuver.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you make for me.
High risk, high
I
reward.
can't look.
High risk, high reward.
So, the vehicles check.
Yes, correct. Yes, ma'am.
High risk, high reward.
Oh, brilliant! This is
High risk, high
brilliant.
reward.
Okay, let me roll the damage that's going to come
That's
dropping
happening.
on your heads.
Okay.
So we can see what the total damage would have been. So 10 points of damage. Stalbor, you take only 5 of that. You made your saving throw, and sadly you are still in harm's way. We're going to get back to you in a second. Odette, you would have taken 5, but instead you maneuver this crystal in such a way that you go over and you maneuver out of the way, dodging the weight of this things while standing on the crystal, and actually do like a quick little, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you actually do like a flip, and you do like a quick turn with the thing underneath one point where you feel as though it's like the lightest amount of downfall. And all the bricks hit it, the bottom, and as you continue to flip back over, they fall underneath the disc itself, and you're now above the falling of it. You are safe. 0 damage. Amazing. Stalbor, you take that 5. Also, could you make me a strength save?
Oh, no, I can't make a strength save. You know I can't make a strength save.
Well, you can. You just can't do it well.
You how did you hold on to that rope, sir? How did you hold on to that rope?
It was tied around his wrist.
Oh, around
Just
your
round the
wrist.
and then...
Your wrist, all those tiny little bones held together by very small amounts of tendon, and you're really scrawny. Yeah. So you actually strain your wrist. This is your, which hand was this you did it on? Probably your secondary hand?
Left arm.
Yep, of
Yeah,
course, and you're
secondary
right-handed. Okay. So you strain your wrist and you hurt it considerably. You don't take any more points of damage. However, if you're going to cast any spells with somatic components or do anything with that hand that requires precision, you're going to have a 10% chance of failure until you have a couple days to heal it back up. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
So
fine. Do I have like a turn, or is this everything going so fast right now?
everything happens so fast, but don't worry, it's actually over. Now you're just kind of like wincing in pain, kind of dangling there, hanging from your left arm.
Can I just go up now, like right underneath him? Kind of.
Yes, you can. Without having to roll or anything, you can get over to him and underneath him and kind of hoist him up. Luca saved you from certain doom.
I'm also on the other side.
Yep. So
See?
we'll get to
fine.
you in a second, Reich. So
Everyone's
Odette,
fine.
you go over to him. Do you say anything as you scoop him up?
No, but I will kind of like grab his hand, like look at like his wrist if he lets me.
So as soon as you scoop him up, you're like, let me see that. And you can see
Yeah.
like even as he like kind of like goes to move it slightly, he winces.
Yeah. I mean, he'll like take off the glove, and I mean, it was already white and like with purple veins and stuff, but then there's just like a bruise, and it's when you bruise stuff and it goes, you know, all the colors. It's
Right,
one of
and
those bruises.
And it's like
Rainbow
just happened,
bruise.
and it's like already starting. Like you can already see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I have actually any time, because I'm on the disc now, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna cast False Life on myself.
Absolutely. You go right ahead. Reich, what are you doing? What's your plan?
I look over and
You wait for the disc.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you rolled a 4. Max 10.
I am a
Nice.
monk, so this is
The gap of space that you'll have to clear is 30 feet. Okay?
okay. I don't know about that
Well, if
because
you do a running jump, you automatically get 10. I think. Right?
It's your
I have-
strength
and I have-
score.
Your
I
strength
step in the
score,
wind.
which he has nothing.
Yep.
I have a 10 strength.
Yep.
But I have Step of the Wind, which lets me double my jump distance for the turn.
So that's 20.
It's 20.
Okay?
You
And
still,
then,
you still feeling confident?
Eric, could you do me a favor and make me a wisdom check? Not save.
Wisdom check. Wisdom, don't fail me now. I believe. It seems like a great idea, guys.
You think that if you're going to do this, probably the best thing for you to do is run along the side of the wall
Oh man.
and jump. Like run along, like try to do like a run as fast as you can, and then kind of like hoist and take like 2 steps off the wall and take a second hoist to jump, like a second jump.
Okay.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I am going to- I'm going to attempt to do that, and I am
Sound
going to
effects
use
included.
a key point with to utilize Step of the Wind.
And perhaps inspiration if it's still
I
available.
used that. I used that last.
Damn.
Yep. Only person with inspiration left is, he just used it. So, this is going to be Eric. You are able to make this attempt if you'd like. It's going to be an athletics save.
Okay.
Eek.
I personally believe. Yes.
And your jumping speed is, sorry, what's your strength?
My strength is 10.
Okay, so it's instantly 20 feet. Plus you made that. So this is how it comes because you failed. You were less than 5 feet away. This is how it goes. You go running as fast as you can, and you jump at an angle with all of your might, taking a couple steps on the side, and you go jumping again off of it, and like lurching out, reaching with all of your ridiculously tall height and grasping, and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna make it, and literally with like 2 fingers, we'll say your hand at first, but then because of like slipping and because your hand has a fulcrum because of the swing, you end up swinging down, so you only have 2 fingers holding on to the brick, and that brick itself all of a sudden with a huge lurch starts to like slowly pull away from the rest of the bricks around it. So you do barely, or do you? Dexterity save.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
This is not one of my weaker ones.
And as your 2 fingers are holding on and it pulls away, you're just able to get your other arm up in time to grab on with a full fist another brick. That brick also feels kind of loose, but at least you have a moment right now. You have a moment. Luca, make me a perception check real quick.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
You rush to the. You obviously see him doing that, but you, in your moment, you're super concerned as to whether or not you trying to help him is going to affect Stalbor. So you
Yeah.
rush to the edge to see whether or not Stalbor's safe, but you can't see him because he's currently out of view underneath where you're standing.
Right.
You don't see that Odette has already saved him. Okay, so you
I'm
you know that if you let go of this rope, Stalbor will probably die. Do you
Well,
try
I
to
don't-
help Luca
Is
at
it
all?
still?
I mean-
Is it still taut? The rope
Yeah, do
probably
you still
isn't-
feel the weight?
He would still feel the weight on it because as this is happening, he's pulling
Would
it
you
free.
untying
And,
it
yeah.
at the same time?
Yeah. I'm holding on to it, and I'm gonna call out to Odette to save Reich because I don't know that she's saved Stalbor.
Okay, Eric, make me a strength save. Aaron, what are you doing?
So, you have the rope still wrapped around your hand, right?
He's casting False
Yeah.
Slave and doing all that stuff. Yeah, you guys are like,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing some gross necromancy right beside you. I hope you don't mind.
We'll address it later.
free
Yeah.
falling.
I'm gonna just take a dagger and just cut the rope, I think, and try to use my movement action maybe to get over there. But I don't know if that's an action or not. So essentially, one turn.
Yep, just
Hopefully.
you don't even have to worry about that. Just roll for me the skill check with your thing to make sure you have the speed and
Cool.
precision to get there. Even the rope, don't even worry about it. Stalbor will be able to take care of it as you're doing your actions. And you do so. You actually get over there. Eric, your strength save is enough to hold on. And hold on as long as you can, but that's not very long. Luckily, Odette comes over and is able to come up underneath you. And then by the time it gets to the point where you probably have to make another save, your hand is starting to really hurt. The brick is coming loose and probably about to fall free anyways. Odette is able to stand there, and then you, as you either choose to let go or the thing falls loose, you drop like 2 feet onto the disc. You are, in fact, safe.
Okay. Next time, maybe just don't. Like next time somebody like almost falls to death and I have to save them, maybe hold off on trying to jump. Like take a beat,
Looks like I could do
5
that.
minutes maybe.
We're fine.
Give me time.
So now all three of them are on the disc.
Yes, and right outside from where you are, so you can see their heads like bobbling right there, like Aladdin just jumped off the ledge and came back to be like, what?
Yeah.
But the least distracted out of the three of you, Stalbor, make me a perception with disadvantage, and then we'll take. Well,
We'll see what happens.
what happens?
You know what happens.
Beautiful,
Catch an arrow to-
Stalbor.
You
You
can't stop
notice
the L5.
you notice two archers with crossbows pointing them at the disc, lining up their attacks, getting ready to hold on. Why don't we take our first break and come back shortly to see what happens to our adventurers? Okay, we'll see you guys in about 5 minutes, so you can pee poo or do whatever you do. Thank you. See you soon.
Hey.